Okay, hey guys, so we're going to go through some techniques, some typical mistakes made on the squat. So we're going to go through the technique of a squat just so you can make sure that you're not making those mistakes. So I've got some written down here. So one of the ones that we find quite often is foot positioning. So it's either too wide, like really wide, which is what we call a sumo squat, or sometimes the feet are just way too close together. So rule of thumb is feet need to be hip distance, okay? And then from there, so if you see Jamie, his heels are literally just right underneath his hips, okay? And then next up, you need to just turn out your toes very slightly, okay? So that's number one, is just making sure that you get that starting position. That's just essentially your squat stance, okay? Like so. So that actually leads us on nicely to the next one, which is, so if we go side on, Jamie, so one of the real common ones that we see is when someone does their squat, okay, what they tend to do is drop the hips right down rather than backwards, and what happens there is their heels lift off the floor. See that? So it's what I call the MJ, okay, so the weight is going all into the toes, okay, rather than the weight should be at the bottom of the squat. If you do a squat how it should be, Jamie, so the weight should be between, you should feel it between the midfoot and the back of the heel. So the weight is in, it's actually you're feeling the work from the glutes, okay? And now you can probably see how much more his upper body is coming forwards, okay? And then the last one that we see a lot is rolling the shoulders. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just showing you, but rolling the shoulders is often a case of disengaging certain muscle groups. So when we're doing a squat, your glutes, your muscles in your bum, your glutes and your abs need to be really fully engaged. Okay, if they're engaged, okay, what you'll find is you won't roll your shoulders so much. Okay, so just show one more time what we don't want to do, Jamie. So you see how rolling the shoulders, so there's not much bend in the leg, okay? Or sometimes it's just poor posture. So the shoulders and the head just drop forward and there's a big arch in the shoulders, okay? Like that. So instead, we want to engage the abs, engage the glutes, okay? And then right down as we go, okay? So also just see how Jamie's head is facing forwards. Often people try and keep their head up high, okay? And they keep their head facing forwards rather than in alignment with their back. Okay, what happens there is you strain your neck. Okay, so obviously in terms of, you might find that you have limitations with going that low. Okay, when you're doing your squat, you ideally want to be hitting your hips level with the knees. Okay, but if you can go even lower than that, great. If you have tight hamstrings or you have tight hip flexors, you might find you can't go as low as Jamie without doing one of the things that we just mentioned, which is going onto the knees or rolling the shoulders. Okay, if that's the case, don't worry. There are corrective exercises that we can help you with. You just need to let us know. Okay, we'd rather you not push yourself to the point where you're losing technique because you've actually got tight muscles or some kind of dysfunction in the body. Okay. So hopefully that kind of just helps you out with nailing the squat, because it really is one of the most fundamental exercises to get right. If you can get the squat right, you will literally, your body will transform and everything else will just be easier.